In the cold silence of deep space, where stars flickered like dying embers and gravity's pull was nothing more than a distant memory, an alien scavenger named Vren drifted through the wreckage of forgotten civilizations. His ship, the Claude Siren, hummed softly as it navigated the debris field of what had once been a thriving trade route. Vren's six-limbed body moved with practiced efficiency across the cluttered cockpit, his bioluminescent skin casting eerie shadows on the walls. He wasn't looking for riches or glory, just scraps to sell so he could keep breathing another day. But when his sensors pinged with the faint signature of something massive and metallic drifting nearby, curiosity overruled caution. What he found would change not only his life but the fate of two species. As Vren maneuvered closer to the object, its silhouette emerged from the void, a colossal cylinder, kilometers long, scarred by micrometeorite impacts and encrusted with centuries of interstellar dust. It bore markings unfamiliar to him, symbols that seemed almost organic in their design, flowing like rivers frozen mid-motion. The ship's nameplate, barely legible beneath layers of grime, read Eden's Cradle. A chill ran down Vren's segmented spine. This wasn't just any derelict, this was ancient, predating even the oldest records in his database. Inside, the airlock groaned open reluctantly, revealing corridors lined with dim emergency lights. Vren activated his helmet's translator module, hoping to decipher whatever data remained intact. As he ventured deeper, the scale of the vessel became apparent. It wasn't designed for war or commerce, it was a generation ship, built to carry thousands of lives across light years. Yet there were no bodies, no signs of habitation. Only silence greeted him, heavy and suffocating. Then he stumbled upon the cryogenic chambers. Rows upon rows of them stretched into infinity, each pod containing a single human embryo suspended in time. Thousands upon thousands of potential lives, preserved in glass and ice. Vren's mandibles twitched in confusion. Humans? They were supposed to be extinct, wiped out millennia ago during the Great Convergence. Galactic law forbade the creation or resurrection of new intelligent species. It was seen as reckless meddling with the natural order. And yet here they were, humanity's last hope, waiting silently in the dark. Vren returned to his ship, his mind racing. Legally, he should report the discovery to the Intergalactic Council. Morally, well, morality was a luxury scavengers rarely afforded themselves. But as days passed, he couldn't shake the image of those embryos. Their tiny forms, fragile and perfect, stirred something primal within him, a longing he hadn't felt since his own broodmates died in infancy. Was it right to let them remain frozen forever? Or did they deserve a chance at existence? He began researching human history obsessively, piecing together fragments of knowledge from black market archives and forbidden texts. Humanity, he learned, had been explorers and dreamers, flawed but brilliant. They had reached for the stars with audacity unmatched by any other species. And now, their legacy rested entirely in his claws. The irony wasn't lost on him, an alien deciding whether humans deserved to live again. But doubt gnawed at him. Could he truly provide for them? Raising one child was daunting enough, let alone thousands. Where would they go? How would they survive in a galaxy that viewed them as abominations? Every answer led to more questions until sleep eluded him entirely. Then came the turning point. While sifting through the ship's databanks, Vren uncovered a hidden log entry from the captain of Eden's Cradle. Her voice crackled through his speakers, strained but resolute. "If you're hearing this," she said, "then we've failed. The journey was too long, the resources too scarce. We couldn't make it to our destination. But these embryos, they are our future. Please, if anyone finds this ship, give them a chance. Let humanity rise again. Her words struck a chord deep within Vren. For the first time, he saw the embryos not as burdens or liabilities, but as dreams waiting to be fulfilled. Still, the risks were immense. If the council discovered what he planned to do, they would destroy both him and the embryos without hesitation. Yet abandoning them felt equally unthinkable. In that moment, Vren made his decision. He would defy galactic law and resurrect humanity, but secrecy was paramount. Months turned into years as Vren worked tirelessly to prepare. He sold everything he owned to purchase equipment capable of nurturing the embryos into viable infants. He converted part of his ship into a makeshift nursery, rigging life support systems and nutrient tanks. Each step brought new challenges, from calibrating artificial wombs to synthesizing human-compatible nutrients. There were failures, painful ones. Some embryos didn't survive the thawing process, their tiny forms dissolving into nothingness. Those losses haunted Vren, fueling his determination to succeed. Meanwhile, paranoia consumed him. Every transmission he intercepted, every passing ship, felt like a threat. He cloaked the Claude Siren in stealth technology, venturing out only when absolutely necessary. Loneliness became his constant companion, but he reminded himself why he endured it all. These children, these humans, were worth it. When the first baby took its first breath, Vren nearly collapsed from relief. It was a girl, her skin impossibly soft and pink against his rough exoskeleton. She cried, a sound so alien yet profoundly beautiful. Over time, others followed, filling the nursery with laughter and chaos. Vren struggled to adapt, learning how to care for beings so fundamentally different from himself. He fed them, changed them, sang lullabies in a language he barely understood. Despite the exhaustion, he found joy in their presence. They were alive because of him, and that thought filled him with pride. Yet danger loomed ever closer. One night, while monitoring the nursery, Vren detected an incoming patrol ship. Panic surged through him. Had someone traced his movements? Were they already onto him? With no time to flee, he activated the ship's self-destruct sequence, intending to take the secret of humanity's survival to his grave. But as the countdown began, a voice crackled over the comms. Vren, don't do this. It was Kayla, an old contact from the black market. She had tracked him down, not to betray him, but to help. I know what you're doing, she said. And I want to join you. Together, Vren and Kayla devised a plan to smuggle the children to safety. They retrofitted a derelict mining colony on the edge of known space, transforming it into a sanctuary for humanity's rebirth. It was risky, but it offered a sliver of hope. As the years passed, the colony flourished. The children grew strong, learning about their heritage and the sacrifices made on their behalf. Vren watched proudly as they rebuilt what had been lost, their resilience mirroring the spirit of their ancestors. But the story didn't end there. Decades later, when the children had become adults and begun exploring beyond the colony, they uncovered evidence of Vren's origins. Shock rippled through the community. Their savior an alien? Some were outraged, others grateful. When confronted, Vren simply smiled, his bioluminescent patterns glowing softly. You are humanity, he told them. What matters is not who saved you, but what you choose to do next. In the final moments of the tale, Vren stood alone on a hill overlooking the colony, now a thriving city. The sky above was filled with stars, each one a reminder of the infinite possibilities ahead. Though he knew his time was nearing its end, he felt at peace. Humanity had risen again, carrying with them the hopes and dreams of a species long thought lost. And perhaps, just perhaps, they would prove to the galaxy that some risks were worth taking. The Last Nursery is more than a story of survival, it's a testament to the power of compassion and defiance in the face of impossible odds. Through Vren's journey, we see that heroism isn't defined by species or creed, but by the willingness to stand up for what is right, even when the cost seems unbearable.